Hello, everyone. Welcome to West Shore Women's Business Network Business and Networking event for October the 21st, 2021. I'm Deb Alcadino. I'm the CEO and founder of West Shore Women's Business Network. I'm so pleased to have you with us here today. In addition to all of you being here, I'm super pleased to have our virtual guest, Shari Mulchin from Nanaimo, right, Shari? You're Nanaimo. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. Shari is going to impart some amazing wisdom today to us, but I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an introduction to Shari so that you have an idea of who she is. Shari is a money, life, and business coach. And as a financial advisor for over 25 years, she's watched again and again people sabotage their financial lives because they were embarrassed, ashamed, and fearful of their future, and they didn't know what to do or where to start. Shari knew that story very well. In 1999, with the help of mentors, she short-circuited and identified her own self-sabotaging behaviors and courageously changed her story and started to thrive. She uncovered her roadblocks and limiting beliefs and began to live a life she'd never dreamed possible. She left a big corporation, stepped into her natural leadership, and started her own business, a reflection of her values in 2005. She's on a mission now to help other women live their lives unapologetically, out loud, on purpose, and with unbridled passion, drive, and a plan designed for their future. Who doesn't want that? As she puts it, I help women get over their shit faster to live their dreams now. Welcome, Shari. Please join me in welcoming Shari to our stage.
Thank you. It is so good to be back to WWBN, albeit virtual, but it is what it is, right? We can fight it, we can argue with it, but it is what it is. So I'm super happy to be here with everybody that's here. If we have a smaller group, I would love to have this one. I didn't bring a PowerPoint today. I really want to hear your voices too, of what you are, because I think we can, because we're a little bit like more intimate, like you said, Deb. I would love for us to have a conversation, like just we're having a cup of coffee here, and we're going to be talking. And so please, interact with me while I'm talking. Let's not wait till the end. I do not want to be a Charlie Brown speaker up here. So let's just get into it. So unapologetic success. So being an entrepreneur, and everyone here is an entrepreneur, you know how much challenging it is. But it doesn't have to be soul sucking or stress 24/7. Yet the last 18 months have been a roller coaster, to say the least. And for me included, when I was, just to give you a little bit of background, I had a new project going with a partner that she died suddenly. And she was my business partner. We were going ahead to do live events and a mastermind. So this was just before COVID. And it was devastating, to say the least. And so I had my sad time, and then I got up and got ready, and it was a download, because I totally believe in that we're guided, or God, or whoever you believe in. And it was life out loud came as just like, it's time to live life out loud, without the story, without the excuses, and just go for it and don't wait. And so I was getting all going. I was going to do these adventures. I want to change my business model to travel. My husband and I, we're both getting up there, and we want to do more traveling. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just create my business around travel. And so Life Out Loud Adventures was getting born. Life Out Loud Retreats were getting born. And I was so excited. My first Life Out Loud adventure was going to be skydiving in Denver with a friend who's a professional skydiver for the Denver Broncos. And he's also a motivational speaker. So him and I were talking and getting that organized. And I also was doing I had a retreat at at the one in Kingfisher, just went blank. And that was already filling up and getting going. And I went down to LA for this other speaker camp, and I was all with a friend. We came back, we were all pumped. And then it hit. And I was just like, oh, well, okay, I'll just put everything on hold because nothing's going to change. And so what does an avid golfer do when you can't do anything else? Well, luckily, I was able to golf. And so that's what I did. I just golfed. I just thought, I kind of put my head in the sand at first and wasn't really thinking, well, this will just pass. It's just like, and then obviously it wasn't. It got so sad and people were dying and it was devastating. So I was lost. I was totally lost. I thought, oh my God, this is like, now here we go again. Twice I've been just kicked down and can't do anything in my business. So I got back in and started doing, following gurus, and because, downloading their free stuff, because I built my business on referrals and networking. Like, honest to God, I've been an entrepreneur since 2005. I've never done the Facebook ads. I didn't do anything that. It's always been, they call me the networking queen in Nanaimo because that's what I do, right? So this was a totally different world. And I was, signing up for courses and trying to find the perfect solution. And I tried a bunch of things, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't what I wanted to do. And so it just weared away on my self-trust. I started questioning my sanity. I lost ownership of my vision. I was more on what should I be doing or than actually sitting in my space of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so stepping up with unapologetic success means that I am looking at my business and my success, and I want what I want, and I'm not going to be unapologetic about it. And I'm going to go for my dreams, and I'm going to stand up for my dreams. And I've done that for most of my business. People say to me at the time, oh, it must be nice. You're going off to Mexico or Italy or wherever you're going. And I'm like, it is. You can do it too. Like, you can do this. Like, just listen, like, let's do it. Let's go. So, but, and when we do step up into being unapologetic in our business, it gives us more impact. It gives us more visibility, and it gives us more money, right? And as much as your money gives us choices. So I see so many people going, well, I just do it because I love it and the money. No, you got to make some money, right? Like, you're not just doing business to do business. You need to make money. And so, helping people get over that and just develop real clarity and self-belief and figure out what they need is part of what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about developing clarity and self-belief, and about figuring out what you need for accountability and support. And you don't need a fairy godmother. You just need to tap into your inner warrior. I call her Xena. I got the crazy lady on the thing that tries to say, who do you think you are? And I just like, sort her away. So because it's easy, it's right now, it might be who you think you're not that's holding you back. And it's easy to blame circumstances, but ladies, it is an inside job, right? So sugarcoating is meant for cereal, and I'm going to challenge your thinking today. And it might make you uncomfortable, but it's just like, just look at the raw truth of who you are. That's what you need to do, right? So I've had a business coach say to me, a business coach and a spiritual coach, both said to me in different times that I needed to clear the decks, because I was feeling like I was trying to put a square in a round hole, and I was following all these gurus and setting up click funnels and programs and like really wanting to throw up most of the time doing those things. And they just said, clear the decks. And I'm like, clear the decks. Oh my God. Like, let's go back to what you want, to like why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm just like, oh, that sounds worse, right? And at first I was pissed off, right? Just like, no, I don't, I like got all this stuff. And now I get it. I get it that I had to reconnect with my why. I had to reconnect with why I do what I do and why I started this business and what gets me out of bed in the morning and what just gets my fire going and in helping women. So, get back up, step up and refocus and just get going. And so this is what I want to help you with right now. So the first one, understand and uncover your limiting beliefs that are stopping you from playing full out. So here's the first question for you. And you can maybe write this down and answer it later, or you could read the recording. But what is the core underlying reason that you started your business? Like, have you connected with that lately? What is that purpose that you felt inside of you? Why you started this? When's the last time you looked at that and actually went, why do I do this every day? Why am I getting up and doing this? How do I feel right now? Like, what identity do I have? Because going back to my values is one of the very first thing I do with every single client is that we tune into their values, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're not living up to your values, you're going to sabotage it, your future, guaranteed, right? Because eventually it will come up and kick you in the butt. So, when's the last time you looked at your values? And this whole thing with, trying to fit in with these gurus or trying to do everything else. I got this really good, I'll read it to you, but I didn't want to do a slides just for this, but I'll read it to you. It's like this vicious cycle of assumptions that we get caught up in, right? So the first one is like, oh, I'm so excited. I have an amazing product. And yay, I'm networking, I'm putting it on, I'm networking a lot, I'm posting it on social media, and then, oh, it's not working. Well, why? Well, maybe my price is too high. Well, I know, let me run a promotion. So now you do that, it's still not working. Right, okay, maybe my website is too old. Let me work on it. Then that goes into, oh man, I did all of that work and I got one sale, or crickets. And you'll know what crickets are, right? That means when you do all this work and you put all this out. I've experienced both of those things. And even through the pandemic, I put out a product and I got crickets and a couple people signing up for something because my heart wasn't in it. I didn't, so I thought, oh, well, maybe I should rework it. Maybe my product, maybe my offer, I got to rework it. And then, of course, that doesn't work. And then you go, okay, well, maybe this is not working. Maybe entrepreneurship isn't for me. What was I thinking, right? I mean, how many of you have ever gone to that place, right? When it gets down, right? I have. And so if your product isn't working, and you did it just exactly the same, let me rework on it. It still doesn't do it. And it's just this cycle that you go around instead of just throwing things away and actually just looking at what you have and what you do. And look at how has COVID affected your business? Like, are you using excuses and stories around that, blaming COVID for it? Because COVID is not the problem, right? Like we have to adapt, we have to grow, we have to be able to just go back. Okay, if I can't do it the way I was supposed to do it, what's the way that I can do it now? So the second question that I have to ask is, or the point I want to make is, be empowered with a solid vision of focus that has meaning to you. So is there something, so for me, I told you about my Life Out Loud adventures. Is there something that you're intending to start, but deep down, maybe you don't have an intention of it, no intention of doing it? Now, if it's something that you really love, I would say go for it. But is there something that you're thinking, I should do this, or I must, or I have to? then what would happen if you let that go? When I let go of having to do this online program and fit in with, with the COVID, everybody putting their products online and doing all this, when I let that go, it was like 100 pounds came off my shoulders. When I just went, okay, you know what? This isn't going to fit for me. It does not fit in with my vision, my values. So I'll just wait. I'll wait. I still am seeing people, but it's coming. So I stopped the insanity of driving myself crazy doing this because I was going nuts, right? I was just, it was awful. So think about, where are all the spaces in your life that you find yourself saying, I should, or I must, or I have to? And, what feels hard right now? And, is there some way that you can make that feel easier? Right? What unspoken dreams have you not talked about lately? Right? As kids, we were really good at dreaming, right? And being and doing and whatever we want to do. But, what unspoken dreams have you got that you've put on hold? Is it time to bring them to life? Because I know, deep down that no matter what that inner critic says, you're really good at it, right? So start owning it. There's no silver bullet or a pill to take. This is all you. It's you putting out your mind up there and saying, you know what, enough's enough. I got to do this, right? This is what I want to do unapologetically, right? So the third point I want to make is to recognize and acknowledge all of the support that you need to step up courageously into your future dreams. Get inspired, read inspiration, get out of old patterns and into something new and better. Because when we're inspired, when we take inspired action, inspired action needs passion, it needs drive, it needs energy, to keep it in motion. So are you fueling your body? I had gained back some weight that I had lost before COVID. And so again, this whole inner wake up of my little Xena saying, it's time to go get your sword, was just like, you need to lose the weight and you need to get back exercising, right? So the beer and burgers after golf were great, but they weren't helping me. So, and I was out of my routine, I was everything. So I hired a coach. I hired a fitness and a health coach to get me back on track. And I'm working, I've lost 12 pounds and I feel awesome. I'm back having a morning ritual. Morning rituals are huge because you set the tone for your day for the next 24 hours in your intentions. One of my clients, she was just always getting late and she was like being tired all the time. And I said, what do you do in the morning when you get up? She says, well, I get up and then, I get my coffee and then I check my Instagram and I check the people that I follow. And then the next thing you know, I got to get ready and go to work. And I'm like, don't pick up the phone. Even if those are inspirational, I said, stay off of electronics. She wasn't doing any movement for her body or exercise. I says, start doing that. Just sit for half an hour and journal, and just, even if you don't write anything, just sit there. Like instead of your morning coffee, just open the book up and just journal. I've had some amazing downloads when I do that in the morning, things that I was like, oh, wow, where'd that come from? And it's because I got silent and because I got back into my body and listened to what it was that I really wanted. And that made all the difference in the world. So are you fueling your body and your mind, right? Get around people who encourage and stretch you, and call you on your BS. I am lucky that I have a couple people that will do that for me. And I know when I'm falling down that path, and usually I'm like, hey, do you have a second to talk? And they'll always bring me back around to the truth, my truth. and what am I trying to get away with? So if you have somebody in your life, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you have a friend, any of you have friends that call you on your BS? Yes. Yeah. And it makes a huge difference, doesn't it? It makes a huge difference in your life. So, and if you don't, find someone that, if you think of there's somebody that you would love for them to be a mentor for you, ask them first, just like, they might not want to, but, if they don't, they might tell you who they would recommend for you, right? Because they know you. Or hire a coach, right? Coaches are skilled and believe in you're passionate about using their skills to give you the life that you want and inspire you and help you down that path that you want. We weren't, any successful person in this world has had coaches. There's a reason why professional athletes have 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. There's a reason for it. They want to be the best that they can be, and they want to fast track their success. So why wouldn't we want to, right? I mean, I've always got a coach because I know I'm not going to do it by myself. And I want fast results, and I know that I can get it my own way lots. So I just know that about myself. I need somebody to give me the track, give me the line, give me the strategy, get me on track. So that's the third thing. And the last thing, so any questions about any of those? Does anybody have any questions or comments, or can you see yourself in those? Is there any chat line? I can't see the chat right now. Oops. What's going on?
I don't have any questions, but observations are just excellent points being made. I love some of the sub points that you're making underneath the overarching, points 1, 2, or 3. Some of the questions that you're asking us to ask ourselves, I think are really insightful. So yeah, why don't you finish up with your
okay, so what I'd like to leave you guys with is that your work is your love made visible. And you're wired for extraordinary, like you seriously are. And if you need to lose your mind and create a new one, then I'm giving you permission today to do that. Let that person go, right? Because that kick-ass, amazing, supercharged woman that's inside of you, your little warrior, she's waiting to get out. And she's brave, and she's strong, and she's determined, and she's resilient, and she's brilliant. So set her free so you can have unapologetic success yourself. Because you, my friends, you've always had the key, and just, be brave enough to turn it. And because you have chosen your life, and you continue to make choices about it. So be you, speak your truth, honor your strengths, and be excited by your unique talents. The world needs you. We all, I love in the breakout rooms where you say, what is our strengths? How are we different than our competition? Grow with those, make those be part of your message, part of your warrior call. Do more of what you love and less of what you don't. And be with people that inspire you, not the ones that suck the life out of you. And I've had to drop a few friends throughout, my career at times. And, I give them a hug and a kiss and go, okay, I'm going this way, and you are going this way or this way, but I'm going this way. So love you. You want to come up here? Let's do it. Let's go. But I'm out of here, right? So stop listening to the voice that you can't, because you can get out of your own way, and just be you, be proud, unique, strong, because that's who you're made to be. And when you do that, you'll enjoy unapologetic success every single time. So
awesome. Great. Thanks, Shari. That was very inspirational and insightful on lots of different levels. I want to give some of the ladies an opportunity to jump in and share your insights, what you might have written down that you felt was powerful or insightful or a good refresher, whichever. Does anybody want to hop in and share what really resonated with you?
I liked what Shari said, your work is your love made visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very inspirational. Like Deb took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, that was a powerful comment.
Yeah, we didn't sign up for entrepreneurship because it was easy. It's hard, but we did it because we have this love and this ache and we want to make a difference, right? I've never met one entrepreneur who has not got that drive in her belly that wants to make a difference in whatever your unique gifts and talents are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Does anybody else want to share what resonated with them? Remember, you're all muted.
Nicole, you were going to jump in. Susan's got
Susan, go ahead.
Something that's really important to me is to go, and I have more clarity than ever about who I am, what I love, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I want to do it when I'm in spirit, when I'm in alignment with my soul. It's also called coherence. So rather than a place of fear or a place of drive. And my husband has this wonderful phrase, like I said to him, could you get the radial tires out of the back of the RAV? Because we just switched to snow tires. And could you do that, soon? And he said, well, what is driving soon? What is driving you to need that soon? Right? Because he could do it Saturday. But, he's very busy Monday to Friday, and that's an extra thing on him if I really don't need it done by Friday. So what's driving me? And it would just, and I said, I need to get a table in the back of the RAV by Saturday morning because I'm giving a private workshop, right? But I wasn't as forthcoming, like what's driving me, right? And is it important? And when he said that, it stopped me in my tracks and I could get back in alignment with who I really am and just say, I need the back of the RAV for Saturday morning for a table, right? And that's the place I want to make business decisions and I want to go forward with my why. And I think I'm still working with a limiting belief that going forward, in the past, I did go forward with drive, unconscious drive and fear. And I think I just need someone to help me know when I'm not in coherence, when I'm making, because that whole idea of space, what are my shoulds, right? And staying true to getting out of those shoulds. Because it's, to me, the worst thing an artist can do is try and make month end and do a financial forecast and go, because I've had marketing people say, how many pendants can you create in a month? How many custom pendants so that you make X amount of dollars at the end of 2022? And that makes me want to throw up. So I realize I know how I want to do it, but I have never created a business the way being in alignment with my soul and being, really taking a good look at my choices. And part of it was this whole should about, well, how much money are you going to make? And you know what? I don't give a shit.
And you bring up a really good point, Susan, about that I don't give a shit about the money and that it's not about the money. I get it because I've seen your journey from the very beginning and I'm just like, it's blowing me away. I mean, that passion that you've had, you've stuck to it. And I said this to you in the breakout room, that you've stuck to that passion of, this is what I want to produce. This is the quality I'm going to produce. I'm not going over here like international until I actually have the quality that I want. You've stuck to your guns with that. So you're doing it. So there's not something you have to do still. You are actually doing it. You are being true to your heart. And the money's going to come, right? You're just getting all the dots, I's dotted, T's crossed type of things right now, and take that pressure right off of you. Like right now, girl, just take it off, because you're doing the things, you are doing it. Trust that, trust your heart, trust, and believe that it's coming.
An attraction, right? The people who want their story close to their heart and want to co-create with me will arrive.
Absolutely.
And it just, I finally had to let go of, it's supposed to look like this financially, fill in the blank. I really think because I love making money with my art, because as an artist, you become prolific because you can't not do your art. So that's an awful lot of things around the studio, that haven't left the studio, and I like to share my art. So I definitely want to make money, but I want that to not be where I'm even planning from.
Yeah, awesome observations. Thank you, Susan. That's great. I want to be respectful of time, so I'm actually going to thank Shari. We'll end the recording, and then we can stay for some more feedback with Shari, or some Q&As with Shari in a moment. So Shari, on behalf of all of us today and our broader community, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us today, sharing your wisdom, sharing your vulnerability with your story in the beginning as well, and imparting your insights with us today. And hopefully we can all go forward with unapologetic success.
Well, and I've got a new mastermind starting in January. So if you want to get on, it's for limited specific businesses, limited to one business per one industry per thing. And it's about living unapologetically there, Susan, about stepping into that and just kicking butt for the beginning of January and for the rest of the year.
Awesome.
Thank you.
In fact, I think you have a couple of offerings, and I'll make sure that those go out in the follow-up email to everyone as well.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here with us today, ladies. The ones that want to hang out past the end of the recording, please do.